C4. How to factor difference of squares. That is regarding factoring strategies. Now I've seen students factoring difference of squares in many different ways, and two ways are very common. One is that we know a square minus b square is equals to a plus b times a minus b. So if it is the difference of squares, then it is basically product of sum and difference. Now that's one strategy, and it works perfectly fine, and that is, I think, the best way of factoring difference of squares. Second way of looking into it is like this, like ax square plus bx plus c formula, right? To factor this, what we normally do is we find sum and product. We try to find two numbers, let's say p and q, whose product is, let's say, c in this case. I'm taking purposely 1 here just to simplify the thing, right? So p times q should be equals to c, and sum of p and q should be equals to b. If we have difference of squares kind of a thing, then that means b is 0, correct? So b has to be 0 in that case. So we have an expression like x square plus 0x plus c, correct? So that means the sum of these two numbers should be 0. That means if one number is 3, the other should be minus 3. Only then it will be 0, correct? So that is another strategy which can be used for factoring difference of squares, right? One more strategy I've seen is when students will square root it, right? So if you have this number 81, you'll say, well, what square of which number will give me 81? The thing is square rooted, right? So if you square root it, you get 9, and plus minus 9 is something which can give me the right answer here. So these are different ways of thinking about it, right? Well, let's go with the standard way, and that is difference of square is a square minus b square is equals to a plus b times a minus b, right? So we'll use this method, or rather the formula, which is a square minus b square equals to a plus b times a minus b, to factor these. So here we could write this as x square minus 9 square, and therefore we could write this as equal to x plus 9 times x minus 9. Okay? So that is the factoring of x square minus 81. How will you do about 4x square minus 25y square? Sometimes students struggle in doing this kind of an operation. Well, think like this. 4x square is like 2x whole square, right? And 5y whole square will give me 25y square. So now it becomes difference of square, where a is 2x and b is 5y. So we can write this as 2x plus 5y times 2x minus 5y. So that should give me factoring of 4x square minus 25y square, correct? So that is how we can do difference of square here. Okay, there could be one more example which I'm just thinking, think like this. If I give you the same problem but I multiply them by 2, then I can write this question as, let me write this here. I could write this as 8x square minus 50y square. Now since you know that I multiplied by 2, therefore the strategy should be that first I should take a common factor, right? The common factor here is 2, right? And then we'll get 4x square minus 25y square, and this can be factored like that, correct? And so I will get a result here which is 2 times 2x plus 5y times 2x minus 5y, correct? So what I'm trying to show here is that same difference of square can be factored. There could be different expressions which are difference of squares and can be factored in this fashion, right? Try this kind of a question on difference of square. That is, if we have, for example, x square minus 3 plus x whole square, right? Now this is also a difference of square, correct? Now this kind of difference of square you could write like x plus 3 plus x times x minus of this term. When you do minus, both signs will change, right? Minus x. And this could factor as, we can simplify it, right? We get 2x plus 3 times x minus x is 0 minus 3, right? Or we could write this as minus 3 times 2x plus 3. So you can get these situations also which are difference of squares, right? So you can see difference of squares in many different ways. Here are a few examples and they will try to help you in solving or factoring expressions which have a form of difference of squares. I hope you appreciate it. Thank you.